here we go. We're setting off on another journey. Today we're town bound. So let's see how we get on. Now, I've just left the police station. The fire station's right in front of me, and we're going on an ambulance artery, basically. So we're basically constantly going to be watching out for emergency service vehicles coming from behind and ahead, making sure we get out of the way for the traffic. There's a red cross. Car doesn't seem to be triggering the sensor. Surf wagon, oh my god. Oh, I hate traffic lights. There we go, green. So we're coming up to a really busy roundabout, so I'm going to use my usual tactic of not at all paying attention to the traffic coming around the round. Case in point, ambulance. Not sure where he's going. There he's gone round. You only start paying attention to the traffic on the roundabout once you are the lead car. At the moment I've got this Daihatsu in front of me. Okay, that's just gone. And I'm not clear to go. And I might be clear after this. Yep. Watch for the pedestrian. He's paying attention, which is always nice to see. Construction. This is a bridge for the new Borders Railway, or rather the new old Borders Railway, seeing as it was uplifted in the 60s and 70s. And they're now building it again. So it's quite steep downhill, but it's still a 30 miles an hour zone, so you need to be watching yourself. This used to be a 60. Up to 40 and then 30. Good.
Alright, I want to take a little time out here to talk about this. This speed board shows us that the speed limit's now been taken up to 40 miles an hour, so I've started accelerating for the new speed limit. But as we can see, just shortly afterwards, there's another speed board that brings us back down to 30 miles an hour. So it kind of looks like this has been a sign that's been left by the council accidentally when they've been taking the speed limit from 40 miles an hour back down to 30. So legally, I'm in the right because the speed board did say 40 miles an hour, but yeah, that will probably need to get removed at some point. Anyway, back to driving.
Okay, this is 30. That's a bit of a flaw in the signage. And as you can see, tucked behind the trees, we're now up to national speed limit, but we're now slowing for roundabout. We're good to go. especially like this one where there's trees, so it can be hard to see what's on the other side. Even if it looks clear, you should always be going slow enough that you can stop before the junction line, unless... Where is it going? Because the last thing you want is to not have enough time to stop and get smooshed on the roundabout by one of those big boys. And we're good. Oh crap. Well, it seems we're going to be stuck in traffic for a while. I can't get first gear. I've already had one malfunction during these videos. I don't need another. Now in my last video I did talk about the offence of driving out width of the carriageway. That van's going to be a prime candidate for that. It's not uncommon here, but I wouldn't recommend it. Oh, I'm just... Crap, what lane do I need to be in? Yeah, I need to be... I need to be in the same lane as those guys. But I'm not going to at the moment. Yeah, I think I can just fit through. Without dropping a wheel. See, I was at least able to stay on the road the whole time. There's a car behind me now. It's practically completely off the road. Might be slow, but you still always got to watch when you're driving in formation with other cars. Good. This is where I'm going to discover I'm in the wrong lane or something. Now the last time I was here on a video I talked about... Oh no, I didn't, because I deleted that video. This is the first time you'll have seen this road. This is the A7, which is a major ambulance route in and out of town. We've already been on a video where I'm past this junction, Sheriff Hall, and onwards. This is a major route for ambulances coming in and out of the city. There's not a great deal I can do at the moment if an ambulance comes up behind me. It's going to really be the right-hand lane that's going to have to react. Or the ambulance is just going to have to wait, depending on how urgent the casualty is. But still, wise to keep an eye out for them in case that lane needs to come over and needs to give them some room, what little there is, 4 or 5 inches. This place in rush hour is not fun. This isn't even rush hour, this is just 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And here's one of the worst things you can do on this roundabout is not pay attention. Never mind, I'm not in a rush. What I am pleased to see is that Fiesta They've gone past the primary junction line, which I am one wheel past at the moment. But rather than thinking they've got some self-entitlement to drive on the roundabout anyway, he has stopped at the second junction line and he's kept a safe and clear passageway for the cars coming around the roundabout. Which is good to see, because on this place, it's not all that common that people will just... I've had it loads of times where you're coming round in the leftmost lane and then somebody decides, no, I've got the right to go, even though they don't, and then cars go everywhere, accidents happen. Scary sometimes. Merging, which is nice, and we're into 50 miles an hour territory, so let's speed up. Now up to 50, so I'll settle it in 6th gear. Let's cruise to the roundabout. As I said last time, I did a very similar journey. A lot of people who watch my emergency services in Scotland video will be very, very familiar with this road, because this is where I encounter a lot of ambulances. Sometimes other emergency vehicles, but not all that often. Nice and clear roundabout, which is nice. And we're back up to 50 miles an hour. No need to use the brake pedal. I'll need to use the brake pedal now. Got a red traffic light ahead, which is fine. And we bring to a halt. Bring ourselves to a halt. Eventually, when I get my car fixed, you will start hearing the engine stop and start quite a lot. Because this car does have stop-start technology, but my computer, my onboard computer, is somewhat faulty. Now once again, it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which means I have an entitlement to use the bus lane, as I must remain in the leftmost lane unless I'm making a turn or overtaking. I was considering overtaking the white van if he stayed in the left lane, but he hasn't. And now he's pulling across in front of this Volvo, rather dangerously. But the white Volvo was wise to the fact that he might do that, because he's not an idiot. Again, that's something you'll pick up with road knowledge. The more comfortable you get, the more you know who behaves in certain places and who doesn't. You won't get to know the drivers, because there will be a lot of drivers to memorize. You get to know what to look out for and whether someone is driving appropriately or not. I always leave a wide berth to cars at this junction, because this can be a really awkward junction to get an ambulance stuck up your trumpet. But we get the green light relatively quickly, and we're good to go. Avoid the enormous potholes, and go in the left hand lane again. Now this is something I've not seen in a while. This Audi behind me is getting rather close, which isn't very good. And I'm also noticing something inappropriate behind me. never use a bus lane for undertaking. It's not there as a free lane for you to go faster than the speed limit. It's there for you to be a lane to use at the speed limit. Oops. Didn't brake as hard as I needed to. Yeah, undertaking, whether you do it in a bus lane or not, undertaking is still an offence. If a vehicle is going slower than you in the right hand lane, that is fine, so long as you're not breaking the speed limit. As soon as you complete an undertake by breaking the speed limit, that's an offence, not a legal pass. I call it an overtake. I don't want to call it an undertake because an undertake is illegal. Basically what I'm saying, you have an entitlement to do the speed limit in your lane. If a vehicle is not doing the speed limit in a different lane, that's their issue. You are committing no offences. Cyclist is given a nice early cycle, so I'm going to give him room to go across. And we're clear back up to the speed limit. Now, of course, everyone's going to be speeding now because there's a police van ahead. So we expect everyone to be going exactly on the speed limit. I remember seeing a post from UK cop humour. First world police officer problems. I really need to take a poo, but everyone's going exactly on the speed limit because I'm a police car. I feel like I enjoyed. Now, same as my last journey, bus lane is available on my left. I am not going in it because I am going to be turning to the right at the end of this road. So I'm going to stay in the right hand lane. There's a junction on the apex of this corner, which can be a nightmare because cars usually end up halfway out and buses tend to go every which way. It's clear for the moment, which is nice, but even then you can see the buses stepping over the white lines, so it's always good to keep a wide berth on that corner. General rule with that traffic light is as soon as the light is green, if you're not at the junction line, get ready to stop because it's going to go red again. That one was surprisingly long. That was a surprisingly short red. Get a nice look at this Scotland Mercedes Vito. Nice and new. Sneak into the third lane that just opens up for one car length, and we're stopped for the red light. Watching the lights, amber and red and green for me. Watch the potholes. Now the ambulance depot is just in front of us here, so when we get to that junction, particularly when it's busy, you always watch out for ambulances that need to get by, that are overtaking, sometimes undertaking traffic. Just as soon as you hear sirens, just think to give them room, even if you can't see them yet. I will be covering what to do with emergency vehicles. From my point of view, there is one video that's quite popular on YouTube, which I disagree with catchy, and I've seen quite a lot of people disagree with it. It's a good video-ish, but it does have some pointers that are a bit not quite right. That's what the emergency personnel agree. I want to do one from my point of view, because I think I've got a good way of dealing with emergency services along the roads. And it's basically, what I want to do is make a video of what you will not learn in the highway code and how to deal with emergency vehicles, which I think some people could probably do with. Slaloming through the constructions. Lights change. And I am at my destination, so I shall see yous later.